Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So warning, the Bitcoin shakeout that we just experienced is not what it seems. Why did it happen again? Well, I think there's a clear explanation, so I'm going to tell you guys what it is. And you better get ready. And also, I want to talk about a few alts that are doing really, really well today. So let's do this. Welcome, 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 guys. Hopefully you guys are not fooled by what just happened. Man, Bitcoin almost hit 45,000 this afternoon. So it seemed like we were right back on track. And then, of course, we had another big scam wick out of nowhere. Okay, like what is that about? We just had one right here. Now we have a second one just like days later. But of course, not as vicious as the last one. It fell down. You can see the scam wick that went to 42.4. Seems like whoever was doing it ran out of money, or the market's too strong and they couldn't drive it back down to 40s. And, you know, in fact, even with it and where Bitcoin is right now, 43.5, I mean, it's the same exact point as this morning when I was streaming before we preached 44,000. So we really didn't get reset. And plus, a lot of the alts are still holding on their gains. They're holding on real well. Like, I mean, case in point, if you look at my leverage plays, they're all phenomenal. Except OP went down to red a little bit, but everything else is still way in the green. So it's not like it did much, right? But again, whenever we see this good buy opportunity, and you know what? I believe this was done on purpose today, because tomorrow could be spot ETF approval. So this came out not too long ago that tomorrow we will get multiple firm applications and they will be approved. Could be the reason why Grayscale, Van Eyck, ARK, Fidelity yesterday's, they all got approval from the exchanges to list their spot ETFs. Kind of suspicious, but you put two and two together. How did they get approval, first of all? And second of all, SEC just talked to all the exchanges today, including the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, and CBOE. So you put two and two together. So what does that mean? That means something big is about to happen, right? So today, I think Wall Street or whales, whoever, trying their best to scare you out, to make you think, oh no, there's another crash. But I don't think any of you guys are falling for it. No, there's no panic in the chat right now. Not like a few days ago when I had like 10,000 people live stream, tuned in when I was live streaming. It's because you guys, I think you guys know this, but in case you didn't, I think that's what's happening. That we may be getting a lot of ETF approvals. And if that's the case, we'll be at like 50,000 tomorrow. No doubt. We'll be at 50,000 tomorrow and maybe even higher. Who knows where Bitcoin will be at the end of the week. So strap on and prepare for that, because that could be coming as soon as tomorrow. This is really funny. I just thought I should show this. Craig is the chief legal officer of Grayscale. And he's like, I'm just filling out some forms. And of course, someone has to be a troll and says the forms. You know, even Michael Saylor joked about this during the crypto winter. A lot of Bitcoiners joked about this, about filling for a McDonald's application or a McDonald's employment. But no one is laughing now. Saylor is laughing all the way to the bank. Might be the richest man on earth soon. But, you know, I just thought that was funny. Anyways, you got a lot of money. $1 billion minted at Tether. Okay, and you're seeing massive amounts of money flowing into all the exchanges, right? Maybe some of it was used to manipulate the market just now. I mean, it takes a lot of money to drop Bitcoin like 1,000 points like that, right? But I think a majority of that billion is just, it's just like having cash on the side for a lot of these guys, right? These whales that want to enter because they know, just like gold, when it got its spot ETF, look at what happened. Yeah, a big jump, big climb, right? So I think we need to get ready because I think it's going to happen. I think today was the last time. Of course, I could be wrong. Of course, a lot of people could be wrong. A lot of people may be getting bad information and it doesn't happen tomorrow. But who cares? It's a matter of when, not if. It's going to happen. But we already said that it's likely to be before January 10th. And we're going to get approved for all of them. So we'll see. Tomorrow will be an exciting day. Very, very exciting. Now, outside of Bitcoin, like I said, even though Bitcoin dropped a little bit, there are no reds today. Everything is still in the green. Well, I take that back. If you're an XRP holder, you're in the red. If you're a Cardano holder, you're in the red. Okay. But everyone else is in the green, including a lot of the hot L1s out of Cosmos. This is Cosmos ecosystem. Okay. And one by one, they're all gaining a lot of strength. Celestia today had an awesome day. I mean, it was up like 20 or 30% today. I don't know if it came back down a little bit because of the Bitcoin flash crash, but Celestia is on a roll. They might even be bigger than Injective soon. But Celestia, the reason why they're doing so well, from as far as I could tell, I mean, they're very promising, of course. All these chains are very promising, but the most important thing about Celestia is their data availability layer, which they're integrating with everyone. The easiest way to think about this is Celestia is one gigantic hard drive, and it's very easy to access, very cheap to access, and all the access points, all the chains that are integrated, kind of like have this bridge, basically, where they can access data throughout Celestia that could be from other chains. So, I mean, that's the best way to look at it. So, look at this. So, they're integrating with Polygon, right? Another one, Manta Pacific, that someone just asked me about recently, also adopting their data availability layer. Arbitrum adopting their data availability layer. So, it's like all these guys, all these L2s, right, are all adopting Celestia. So that's awesome. The more they use it, the better it is for Celestia, right? And that's why you could see wallets are going up, staking wallets going up, almost 12,000 fresh staking wallets in a single day. That's awesome. And of course, their volume and everything else is going up as well. So, I mean, there's not really any one particular thing that's driving them up, like especially today, but it's just a combination of things. So Celestia obviously had a really good 2023 year, but I think they could have a fantastic 2024. Let's see where they are now. I mean, they were up like 30% this morning. Okay, they're still up 21%. Okay, they're just amazing. They're just killing it. Absolutely killing it right now. Okay, now the other one that is the biggest within Cosmos is Injective. A lot of you guys know Injective. They had probably the second greatest rise in 2023. And Trust Wallet, I love Trust Wallet, has now joined as a validator for Injective. Interesting. And Trust Wallet does support Injective already, and Injective based tokens. So that's interesting. So Injective also doing very well. I don't know how well today, but I know they're going up. So they got that going. You could see in 2023, they went up about 3,000%, right behind Bonk. That's pretty amazing. Can they keep going? Yeah, they're not that far off from Celestia. So right now, if you're looking at, the network itself, 300,000 active on-chain wallets, which obviously is fantastic, right? They're also integrating Solana, trying to get Solana dApps to come aboard, right? So not only they have in SVM, but they also have in EVM. So they're trying to get Solana, they got Ethereum, and they got Cosmos. So they're going for a trifecta right there in terms of being the ultimate chain to draw in all these people, right? And one of their new dexes, Helix, now has 16 billion in trading volume. It's looking good, looking really good. And about 130,000 worth of Injective was burned due to all the activity from yesterday, right? So they do also have burning. And their burning mechanism is actually kind of interesting. They take the fees collected from the dApps and they put them in an auction pool. And then people's bids in the auction pool then gets burned. So it's kind of interesting how that works. But anyways, so I want to talk about Celestia and Injective. But here's the thing. There are others within Cosmos, right? There's a lot of others within Cosmos, and they're all doing very well. Osmosis, which is the biggest DEX chain within Cosmos, they're up 15%. Look at that. It's just a straight line upwards. Okay, so they're actually doing well, under $1 billion. Another one is Akash network. They're up 11%, but they're also going higher, 600 million, right? So there's definitely a commonality right now. And that is the L1s, the layer 1s out of Cosmos are all heating up. So that's quite interesting, So maybe Akash or maybe Osmosis, they're going to be doing what Celestia is doing, but Celestia is doing it. Oh, I forgot Say is also doing it and killing it too. Say is in there. I mean, they're all killing it in there. So fantastic stuff. All right. That's pretty much it. I mean, overall, today is still a very good day. In case you're tuning in late, do not be fearful of this. If I had to speculate, if I had to guess, why did it happen? It happened because there are some people that want you out. Want people to be driven out before spot ETFs. They want to accumulate. This is kind of their final hurrah to get people out so they can accumulate and profit from possibly tomorrow's approval. This is from senior crypto reporter at TechCrunch. I don't know if that holds any weight, but I'm assuming because they're senior crypto reporter that they're trustworthy. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right. Let's see here. Let me scroll up. Ooh, I'm a little washed out with this camera. Let's see if I can fix that. Oh, now I'm too dark. Okay, this looks good. All right, I've been seeing Red's Celica says I've been seeing a lot of whales move BTC to exchanges. That could be the reason. Interior guy says my daughter's birthday is tomorrow. Well, make sure you treat her to a very, very happy birthday if we get spot ETFs tomorrow. Let's see. KOTM Productions. I'm not going to repeat what you said there, but it's funny. Rather be sailing, says Celestia now has my attention. Good. The Feezy says Injective. I like it more. Good. Beam went a lot. This morning I covered Beam. Beam went crazy, like 40%. They came back down to earth a little bit. Still up 14%, but they were up, like, they were just going crazy. John Terranova says, I sold my wife for Injective. XRP is the best by far. I don't know how XRP guys continue to hodl on. I know hodl and DCA is a strategy, but like when it comes to like XRP, like I don't know how they could do it. Last 60 days down 15%, last 30 days down 7%, last 7 days down 8%, last 90 days barely up 10%. 10%, even Cardano in the last 90 days went up 10x more than XRP. Think about that. Cardano's not a fast mover, but it went up 10x faster than XRP within the last 90 days. I mean, again, I don't know, like even Ethereum, which is even slower than Cardano in terms of price appreciation, it's still like 4x faster. And Bitcoin is way fast. I mean, again, I don't know how XRP guys continue to do it. They have the ultimate diamond crusted hands. Early Plays just gifted 10 memberships. Awesome. Ben Johnson, what are your thoughts on Zen's crypto approach of penetrating various chains? And now Zen is about to launch X1 after learning the best functionality of their chains. X1 is a hybrid POS, POW. I mean, I don't know. There are so many chains that promise the world, and they could be the best ever. But that doesn't really mean a whole lot. Can they draw people in? I don't know. I don't know enough about Zen. But what I do know is they don't have a lot of attention right now at 21 million. Someone says right here, there's a problem with Zen in the Avalanche ecosystem. I believe Avalanche address is wrong. Or we should call it CoinMarketCap. Okay, that's CoinMarketCap. We'll put that on the research list. Is Flux and Arweave the same narrative? No. No. Arweave is, think about, Arweave competes with Filecoin. Flux competes with Render and Akash, which I just mentioned. So they're decentralized compute. Arweave decentralized storage. Jasneel, your prediction for ARB and Injective. I talk about both a lot. You don't need a price prediction. They're both going to go up. Way, way, way up. Raphael, so excited for this year. With everything that's happening in Bull Run coming, do you see Beam hitting $1? That's a 50x, man. I don't think so. No. I don't think it's going to do a 50x. It's already too big. That would give it a 50 billion market cap. I mean, can it happen? Yes. Is it likely? Probably not. It's a little too aggressive for the next 2 years. Is it possible for Sand and Flow to do 10x and 20x? It's always possible. Is it likely? Well, let's just look at Sandbox. It was at close to $8. So what is that? That's like a 20x. Yeah, so is it possible? They have to do a 20x just to get back their previous high. So is it possible? Yeah, because look at it. They were at the same point, basically, as right now, a little bit higher, and then they shot up like that. So can you see Sandbox do the same thing at the tail end of 2025? Yeah. It's possible. I did a big video about Say last night. K, go check it out. George, I know you use MEXC for leverage plays. Any thoughts on MEXC token? It pumps well. It only goes up because they force you to use it, you know. I mean, exchange tokens are what they are. They all seem to just be creeping up. You know, they give you a lot of benefits for holding them. So you can hold it, but I don't know. I never really hold exchange tokens. Do you still think Solana will outperform ETH in the long run? I just created that video like a week ago. So yes, my mind didn't change within the last week. How do you feel about Neutron? Can you do a deep dive? Yeah, I said I would, but you got to give me time. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. He is asking, what do you think Solana's next step is if ETF gets approved? I don't know. If ETF gets approved, guys, tomorrow, just get ready because Bitcoin will skyrocket, but the alt may not move at all tomorrow because all the money is going into Bitcoin. Just be ready for that. We have seen that before. When Bitcoin pumps up, sometimes everything else actually drains out. So that could happen. Solana, I mean, if I had to guess, if Solana's going back up, I mean, the previous point is right here, 116, and the previous, before that, previous high was 124. So it has to break through 124 before going, right? So in terms of Solana, I drew this out for all the way from the bottom here. And you could see, you know, it touched upon here, here, and then it did so here. So I think when it actually touches this line, it's going to get ready to go up. NOS could be a decent compute on Solana. I looked at that the other day. Maybe it was yesterday or this morning. Osana, yeah, they actually are They compete with Flux and Akash. So they're a decentralized computing platform. They have potential. I wouldn't ignore anything on Solana because of how big and hot they are. So I think that's, you know, I'm going to put that on my research list. By the way, a lot of these smaller ones, if I don't mention them first, they get researched and they go into Patreon. So a lot of you guys that want like the alpha right away, you need to sign up for Patreon. Because they're going to be researched and put out on Patreon first, and then I'm going to talk about them afterwards. Still coming up. We might be back to 44, 45 in no time. Hopefully none of you guys got fooled by this shakeout ahead of spot ETF approval tomorrow. Phantom is still laggard compared to other L1s. Do you think it will reclaim its previous high? You know, I like to think so. Nothing has really changed fundamentally other than there's a lot more L1s and L2s out there. So that's the only thing that scares me. Because you have like Optimism, Arbitrum, you got Celestia now, you got Injective. They're all L1s, L2s that have a lot more momentum, right? So that's the only thing that has fundamentally changed with Phantom. But, you know, in bull markets, again, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Pokemon, you tell me. And why is it important enough where you have to send a super chat for it? TJ says Max Payne hasn't come for the Bears yet. I don't know if there's any Bears left, to be honest. Even all the Bears, I think they all capitulated. I don't really think there's any true Bears left. Can you look at cold stacks? It doesn't show up. As far as timing is concerned, is there ETF approval and Ripple settlement connection? I don't think there's a connection between the two. I mean, this is going to come before the Ripple settlement for sure. I would be shocked if we get the Ripple settlement and SPY ETF approvals tomorrow. That will be literally... It's impossible. The odds are just way, it's not going to happen. So the two are not, they're not related. Do you think Peter Schiff owns any BTC? I do. I think what he puts on is a show. He has to because he's known as the biggest naysayer of Bitcoin and a gold bug. But I honestly think Peter Schiff holds Bitcoin. I mean, it's obvious his son does. But I think he does too. Osmosis, Akash, Celestia. What is Injective doing today? I think Injective is doing well too. Yeah, Injective is up 8%, 7%. Everything in Cosmos is doing pretty well. XRP, Rupert said. I don't know. Once they settle that lawsuit once and for all, then it can start moving. But I think it goes beyond that. I think there's something else. Ripple already said that they want to go IPO soon. And I do think a lot of the insiders, a lot of the VCs that normally would just buy the coins, they're holding their money because they're going to buy the shares. I think there's something to that. I think they're just holding, they're waiting out for the IPO. Isaac says, any possibility of XRP burning all escrow coins? Even if they do, that's such a small amount. It's not going to equate to anything. Burning itself doesn't really do anything. I mean, there's a lot of projects that burn all day long. They could give half their supply away. They could give 99% of the supply away. The only thing that drives price up is demand needs to go up. That's it, right? You could do all the burning you want. If the demand doesn't go up, it doesn't help the price. It's cold stack, CLS. Did I write it wrong? I'm not gonna look at a 500,000 market cap coin, man. I'm sorry. That's just no. Bennett says, as soon as you sell XRP, it'll moon. Well, I mean, that's a good narrative, you know, to say to non-XRP holders. You know, but it's painful to look at this versus everything else in the big caps, in the Big 10. You know, let's add a year to date. Well, year to date can't be trusted because it's only been 2 days. Yeah, can't do it. How about from all-time high? This is interesting. No, that's from all-time low. Let's do it from all-time high. Let's see how far these away are from all-time high. Bitcoin is 37%. Ethereum is 54%. BNB is 54%. Solana is still 61% from all-time high. XRP is 85% away from all-time high. That doesn't even make any sense. USDC 57%. But Cardano is not far back. 82%. 82%. Avalanche 74%. Doge at 89%. The only one within the top 10 that's worse than XRP. So if you're a Dogecoin fan, you're feeling the pressure even more, or the frustration more than even XRP. Benny Blue Eyes says, Gary is surfing his way out of the SEC, holding BlackRock's pocket for a new position. Seems obvious. I think so. There's no doubt once Gary leaves, you're going to hear about him getting some job at BlackRock. I mean, it's almost a certainty. Or some other big firm. Any prediction on H-bar? No, I don't. I really don't, Mark. Can you check on Say? I just talked about Say yesterday. I did a whole big segment on Say, so make sure you go check. Oh, by the way, I have another video coming out on Series Plus. The IFC update, and Grady, Crypto Grady, is going to do another street talk. Awesome. Make sure you check it out. But if you missed my video yesterday on Say, click on the channel and click on yesterday's video, and you'll see it in the thumbnail. Ryan says, good night. Don't want to hear about depressing things with XRP and ADA. I'm sorry. ADA and XRP still way up. But here's the thing. As hot as Solana has been, it's still 61% off from its high. So think about it. It has to go up another 61%. No, that doesn't make sense. It has to go up 120%. To go back to the previous high, right? So there's still plenty of room to grow. So in case you're wondering and you're thinking, well, everything is still high, it's close to a previous high, so I can't buy. No, things are still way, way low compared to previous high. Isaac says, does that mean IPO is bad for XRP since attention demand will be divided between the stock and coin instead of just a coin? I believe so, Isaac. Yes, I believe so. Now, I think Ripple would argue no, because that means they can make money from selling stocks. They don't have to sell XRP. But that's not the case, because their model still dictates that they have to sell XRP to firms that want to use XRP to move money around, right? So I do think having stocks and a token is going to complicate things. Jason says, come on, for real, been watching since 2019. Why can't you answer my question? What question? What frustrates me the most is when people complain that I didn't look at or answer a question when they could just repeat the question. All right, what is it? Jason says, what's up with Ethereum? You always said 50, 25, 25. No, when I said 50, 25, 25, I didn't say 25 in ETH. I don't know how you got that wrong. I said 25% in big caps, 25% in small caps. Big caps before was anything above 8 billion. So 50% in Bitcoin, 25% in big caps, 25% in small caps. That has always been the case. I never said 25% in Ethereum. I said you could choose Ethereum. If you've been watching me since 2019, you would know that. I've been saying that since 2017, so 5 years. Not trying to be rude, but if you really been watching me since 2019, you would know that. And what's up with Ethereum? Again, I've been talking about this since, I don't know, since for a while. You got a lot of competition. And you got Solana, which I think is going to overtake Ethereum in 2024. It may seem impossible because it's still like, what, 4x, 6x off? But Solana has broken a lot of Ethereum metrics already. So I think Ethereum could be overtaken by Solana this year, by the end of this year. But we'll see. We'll see if that's true. Randy, I'm not going to look at stars. Is it Stars Arena? Is that what stars is? No, it's even worse. Mogul Productions? That sounds even worse. I see you're ignoring ICP. It's one of the biggest movers. I've said this again and again and again. I'm ignoring ICP because it's very centralized. Whether you care or not, I think it's valid that it's extremely centralized. That's why I'm not going to jump on an ICP bandwagon. Do I hold more ETH or Sol? Sol by like a millionfold. I hold way more Sol than ETH. And I have done pretty well with that. This is looking good. Up 6,000 today. Even higher than this morning. At one point, it got to 10,000, so that was pretty good. Do you look at proof of work mining coins? There's not that many left. Like what? Caspa or Cadena? I mean, what else is there? Please do Scale. Scale is promising. As a layer 2, I think they're promising. I mean, there's a lot of layer 2s that are promising. Scale is one of them. Metis is another one that's doing pretty well. And of course, you got the other major ones. OP. They're up slightly today. They were way higher this morning. Arbitrum. They had a really good week. Look at Arbitrum, up 34%. You know, sometimes you don't have to go with a smaller one. Sometimes you stick with the big caps. And they'll still, I mean, actually, Arbitrum is not even a big cap. It's a mid cap. Sometimes you stick with mid caps and they move faster than small caps. Michael, welcome. Vitalik grew up across the street from me. Kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Have you seen Block V? Apparently made a deal with Visa today. I have no idea what Block V is. It sounds like Compound V, which is from The Boys, the show The Boys. Yeah, they're like extremely new, so I'm not going to look at them. Isan, thank you for that $1. All right, guys, let's conclude. Basically, the Bitcoin shakeout is not what it seems. Okay, this we saw before over here. It looked scary. But what happened? We came right back up. We have it again this time around. I don't think the whales or whoever, the market manipulators, they just didn't have enough to drive us lower. And why is this happening? Because of this. It makes a lot of sense that we're going to get ETF approval tomorrow, guys. And this could be the last shakeout moment before it happens. So get some rest. Tomorrow will be a big day. We'll see if this is true. If so, tomorrow when you wake up, Bitcoin could be above 50,000. Okay? So strap on and get ready and have a good night. Last question. Isaac, Link? I like Link, but Link gets very boring at times. So if you're holding Link, just prepare for that. It could not move maybe for like months and then it starts moving. All right, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Go watch the latest video on CRU Plus. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time.